Hello, CC families. We are back with Essentials of the English Language Week 6, and we are going to do the analytical tasks number 1 through 4. So this week we are going to look at the sentence, Robin Hood wore a disguise and he deceived the guards. When you're doing this at home, you're going to dictate the sentence to your kiddo, and then you're going to check to make sure the mechanics are correct. Are there any errors? Did we spell everything correctly? Did we capitalize what needs to be capitalized and not capitalize what needs to be lowercase? And then we will start our sentence confirmation after you've done that. So the first question we ask is, what is the purpose of this sentence? That's right, it's declarative. And how do we know? It makes a statement and ends with a period. Are there any prepositional phrases? Which I know we have not actually gone over, but it just helps to keep the systematic process of asking questions. No, there are not. Are there any conjunctions or relative pronouns? Yes, and is a coordinating conjunction. So we will label that with a C. And what is and connecting? It is connecting Robin Hood wore a disguise and he deceived the guards. So let's look at what we have on either side of our coordinating conjunction. Robin Hood wore a disguise. Does it have a subject and a verb? Yes. Does it make sense, and is it a complete thought? It is. So we are going to underline it one time because that's what we do with our independent clauses. Now let's look at the other side on the right-hand side of and. He deceived the guards. Do we have a subject? Yes, he. Is there a verb? Deceived. Does it make complete sense? Can it stand on its own? He deceived the guards. Yes, it can. So we underline it once because it is an independent clause. If we had a dependent clause, it would be underlined twice, but that will come when we do complex sentences. So what is the structure of the sentence? We have two independent clauses connected with a coordinating conjunction. That's right, that makes it a compound sentence. All right, so let's start with our first independent clause. So we always start with the beginning of the sentence, the first independent clause, and then we will move to the second one after we've completed the first. So who or what is the clause about? That's right, Robin Hood. So he is the subject. And is Robin Hood a noun or a pronoun? That's right, it's a noun. What is being said about the subject? What is being said about Robin Hood? That he wore. So that is our verb. Does anyone or anything receive the action of the verb? Yes, disguise. Wore what? Disguise. So that makes the disguise our direct object. What kind of verb do we have if we have a direct object? That's right, we have a transitive verb because it is transferring the action to an object. Do we have any other words to analyze? Yes, a. And a is an adjective. Which disguise? A disguise. And what is the pattern of this clause? That's right, it's SVT-DO. Now we'll move on to our second independent clause. So, who or what is the clause about? He. So that makes he our subject. Is he a noun or a pronoun? Pronoun, so we label it with the P. What is being said about the subject, he? What did he do? Deceived, so that makes deceived our verb. Does anyone or anything receive the action of the verb? Yes, guards. So that makes guards our direct object. What kind of verb do we have if we have a direct object? That's right, a transitive verb, so we label it VT. Do we have any other words that we need to analyze in this sentence? Yes, the. So what is the doing in the clause? That's right, it's describing the guards. It's answering the question, which guards? The guards. So it is an adjective. What is the pattern of this clause? SVT-DO. So for this sentence, we have two SVT-DO independent clauses, but they do not have to be the same pattern. They can be different sentence patterns and still make up one compound sentence. All right, so we are going to diagram for confirmation. So as always, we start with our horizontal line and we have our vertical line to separate the subject and the verb. We'll do the first independent clause on top and first, and then we will do the second independent clause separately. So our subject is Robin Hood. What is being said about him? He wore. If you look back at chart A, you'll see where the sentence patterns are. It will show you the way that the lines are set up on our diagramming. And so with the direct object, with the SVT-DO pattern, it is another vertical line that does not cross the horizontal line that will separate the verb from the direct object. And we have our direct object, which is disguise. And if you'll remember, how do we diagram the adjectives? That's right, we put it on a slanted line underneath the word that it is describing. Next, we're going to have our second horizontal line with our vertical line separating the subject and the verb, and that's going to be he, and the verb is deceived. Another vertical line that does not cross the horizontal line to separate our verb or predicate from our direct object. The direct object is guards. And then the is our adjective, which is describing guards. So we put it on a vertical line, a diagonal line underneath the word is describing guards. So now we have to diagram our coordinating conjunction. Okay, so how are we going to do that? We're going to do it by connecting the two verbs with dotted lines and putting the coordinating conjunction on a horizontal line. Okay, so it connects verb to verb. All right, and then where do I put the period? That's right, we do not diagram our punctuation. So, good job with diagramming our first compound sentence. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to go and look at chart E, nouns, and we're going to figure out all the different attributes for the word guards. Okay, so what noun job is it doing in the sentence? Robin Hood wore a disguise and he deceived the guards. That's right, it was one of our direct objects. Is it common or proper? It is common because it is not talking about a specific guard, it is guards in general. Singular or plural? It's plural. With the S at the end, we know that they are talking about more than one guard. Concrete or abstract? Concrete. We can use our five senses to recognize the guard. Is it collective? No. And is it compound? No. All right, guys, that will do it for this week. I hope you enjoyed getting to diagram your first compound sentence. I know it's very exciting, and I hope I see you back here next week. Have a great week.